Hello student, in the second session we will going to discuss about the unsupported length as per class 25.1.3 of IS 446 2000 in the page 42 is clearly mentioned that the unsupported length L of a compression member it shall be taken as the clear distance between the restraint except the following. IS 446 defines the unsupported length for flat slab construction, beam and slab construction. Columns restrained laterally by studs and for columns restrained laterally by studs or beams separately. In flat slab construction, the unsupported length L shall be clear distance between the floor and the lower extremity of the capital, the drop panel or slab, whichever is less as shown in figure below. Next, in beam and slab construction, the unsupported length L shall be the clear distance between the floor and the underside of the shallower beam framing into the columns in each direction at the next higher floor level as shown in figure below. Next, column restrained laterally by studs. The unsupported length shall be the clear distance between the consecutive studs in each vertical plane, provided there be an adequate support. To such stud shall meet the columns at approximately at the same level, and the angle between vertical planes through stud shall not vary more than 30 degrees from right angles as shown in figure below, and such studs shall be adequate dimension shall have sufficient anchorage to restrain the number against lateral deflection. In the next, columns restrained laterally by studs or beams with brackets used at the junction. The unsupported length L shall be the clear distance between the floor and the lower edge of the bracket, provided that bracket width equals that of the beam or stud and it is the least half of that of the column as shown in figure. Next, we are going to discuss about the effective length of compression member. As per IS 446 2000 class 25.2 and Annex E of IS 446 is clearly mentioned that effective length of a compression member can be as follows. Column or stud is a compression member, the effective length of which exceeds 3 times the least lateral dimension. For normal usage of assuming idealized conditions, the effective length of in a given plane may be assessed on the basis of table 28 of IS 446 2000. For different end conditions, the effective length of a compression member taken as follows. In the table 28 is clearly given effective length of a compression member for a different end condition as shown in the table. Next, we will going to discuss about the slenderness limits for column. It also clearly is mentioned in the class 25.3 of IS 446 2000. The unsupported length between end restraint shall not exceed 60 times the least lateral dimension of a column. If in any given plane, one end of a column is unrestrained, its unsupported length L shall not exceed 100 b square by d, where b is the width of that cross section and d is the depth of cross section measured in the plane under consideration. Next, we will going to discuss about the function of longitudinal reinforcement and transverse reinforcement in the column. It is important to know what is the importance of longitudinal reinforcement in the column. First one, to resist the concrete in resisting compression jointly so as to reduce the overall size of the column. To resist any tension that may develop due to bending caused by the transverse load, eccentric loads or moment. Third one, to reduce the effect of creep and shrinkage, we should have a longitudinal reinforcement. to impart ductility to the column to prevent sudden failure. Next, we should know what is the necessity of having a transverse reinforcement, that is lateral ties in a column. The transverse steel is in the form of ties or closely spaced spirals. So importance of transverse reinforcement are to prevent buckling of Lonsdale steel, to prevent Lonsdale splitting of concrete, to resist diagonal tension due to transverse shear, to confine the concrete. Next, to hold the launcher reinforcement in position. The figure is clearly show how the importance of transverse reinforcement in the column.